Friday, which can only mean it's Fakeaway Friday number 2. So this week it's going to be Nando's. So we're not going for like a traditional cuisine. I'm more obviously following a restaurant style, but you can say it's Portuguese cuisine if you want to. So we're starting off in the kitchen because no one's actually downstairs at the minute, which is brilliant because I'm going to start a few things off early on in the day, so prepare a bit earlier. So one, dinner isn't 2 hours late and I'm not wishing at the last moment. So the first thing we're doing is I'm going to do a starter today. So I didn't do a starter because you don't really have starters with fish and chips, do you? But at Nando's you can get starters. So we're going to be doing the peri peri nuts. Now I've seen faint recipes online and all it's basically saying is to just coat mixed nuts in peri peri sauce, put it in the oven, done. So I've got a pan, I put some, what's the word, tin foil, put some vegetable oil in, and we've got a mixture of nuts in there. So I've got almonds, cashews and hazelnuts. I believe they use almonds, cashews and macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are very expensive, so we're going with hazelnuts. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed. I thought, so we have Nando's sauces, we have a lemon and herb one, and I thought we had a medium one. We don't. The other one we have is mango and lime. But what we do have is this Asda version, which I know I've had before and wasn't a massive fan, but it's the only option, and as it's going to be cooked, then hopefully it'll be okay.
So now I'm just coating the nuts in the peri peri sauce. I'm mixing it up to make sure that it's all blended evenly. Then I'm just going in with a sprinkle of peri peri salt just to add more flavour. And again, just mixing it together. Then you want to put them in the oven at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes, but just see when the cashews are brown, so you might need to do it a little bit longer. Now they are all prepared for later.
So we're back in my room and I'm on my computer and I've been making the packaging and the labels and everything like that, which I'm going to print out. So I'm just going to show you so far what I have got. So for the name tag, I just typed online Nando's uniform or name tag, something like that. And then picture of the uniform came up. I screenshotted the name tag off of it. And then we want to cover that up. So what I did is I added a shape, which is this one just here. And then put image fill, and then the way I got the image is I just screenshotted a little bit of this, so then that was the image, and then you can put the image onto that and then just put that over, so then the name tag has been removed. And then for my name we just used a dark brownie shade. I'm not quite sure what the specific shade it was, but I'm on Pages, so I'll let you know what I used. It is called, let's look, the font I use, Papyrus, not quite sure how you say that, bold and italic. That's the closest I could get to the name font they use. And then there we go, there is a name tag that I'll be printing off and putting on my t-shirt. And we've also got this, which is the logo that I'll be sticking onto my t-shirt later, which will go the other side to the name tag. Then I've got these, which I'm not quite sure if I'm doing the lemon and herb or medium dressing yet, but I'll decide in a moment, print whatever one I want off. These are for the flags. The reason how I got this, I think I typed in Nando's sticker flags, something like that, and they were little gifts that were spinning around, and I had to screenshot it exactly when it landed, cut it out, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a minute. I also have got some cocktail sticks, which I'm going to be using for the flag. I'll show you that later. And then on the next one, there's just the Nando's sign, which is going to be the sign for my restaurant. And then on the next slide, we've got this. So again, I think I typed in Nando's table marker. I screenshotted or saved the photo of this, and then I'm going to print this out and then cut out all around and potentially put it on some cardboard if it needs to be a bit more stable. Next, we have got some tissues, which are going to act as the napkins because we don't have napkins. And then, you know, on the napkins they have the Nando's logo and the slogan, so we're going to print out that. I just typed in, I think, Nando's black and white logo to get that. And you know how the slogan is usually really cringy? Well, we're going to start to go down that route, but we've got to make this whole Nando's coronavirus themed. With the fish and chips one, I kind of added a bit of lockdown, isolation, coronavirus themed on the sign. But for this week, we're going to add it to the napkins. So the napkins are going to say, stay alert, control the virus, which is the latest UK slogan. Well, at the time when I filmed this is the second UK slogan that they made, and the bottom one on did have, I think, save lives, but that's not a cringy bit. Not that this is cringy, but we all know how much shtick these two bits got when the slogan was released, because you can't really stay alert and you can't control the virus because it's not a physical thing. That's why they're on there. They're not really cringy, it's when the Boris Johnson decided on this new slogan. It's very idiotic and they should have just stuck with the original one. So that's why it is going on the napkin. Okay, so this is the colour that they should have printed out, and because our printer is very low on ink, this is how it's printed out. So lemon and herbs now turned to light blue, which is okay. The NANDOS sign, oh my gosh, it looks so much better on picture. It's so faded. The NANDOS sign is pink in real life. And then this, which doesn't look that bad, but I mean, oh actually, no, you can tell the difference. I mean, look, that's meant to be light brown, and it's because we're really low on yellow, I think. And it's sort of turned to a pink because I think we've got a lot of red. But that's okay, it will do. So I've got the black t-shirt here, just a plain black one. And then I've got the NANDOS logo and my name tag. They are a little bit big, but I don't want to waste any more printer ink, so that will do. I'm going to use double-sided tape just to stick that down. Here's what the NANDOS napkins are going to look like. Obviously you can see the white bits, but that's okay. It's only DIY, so it's never going to be absolutely brilliant. But I've got double-sided tape on the back, which I'm just going to stick down in a moment. Also want to keep it as true as I can, so I've put the sign and the slogan in the corners. I've just cut out the NANDOS table marker, probably the hardest thing I've ever had to cut out. I've not done a brilliant job, but that's okay. Stuck onto cardboard, and now we're going to cut it out of cardboard so it's more sturdier. Here is the finished NANDOS table marker. I think it looks really, really good. I had to use nail scissors in the end to get into all these little bits and pieces, and I've decided to leave that in because if I attempted to cut that out, I would probably ruin it. So now we're going to be making kind of the like flags that go into kind of the chicken to say which sauce you've got. I've cut these out, they are a little big, but that's okay. And then I've got the cocktail sticks. So what I'm simply going to do is just get the cocktail stick at the end, and then sort of I'm going to stick that down, so then that'll be the finished result. So let's just glue the very ends, and then hopefully it will stick. Oh, there we go, that's alright. And there we go, here you have the finished products. I'll just go and do the other two. Now later on, and I'm going to be making the main course. What I'm going to do is overlay load clips again, and I will narrate, I suppose, over them what I'm doing. I'm going to be making, of course, chicken. I'm going to be doing a suppose butterfly style kind of one with a lemon and herb rub on it. And I'm also going to be doing chips. I've got a packet of peri peri rice that I'm going to be doing with it, and corn on the cob. So yeah, that's going to be the meal. So this is the lemon and herb NANDOS seasoning that I'll be using to coat the chicken. So I'm using 3 frozen chicken breasts that I got out of the freezer the night before to defrost. Now I'm just sprinkling the seasoning evenly over the 3 portions. As you can see, I got as much seasoning as I could out of the packets, and then you just want to simply rub it in and make sure that all the portions are fully coated. So that's what they should look like when they're fully coated. And now we're simply placing some tin foil loosely over it so that the chicken cooks evenly and it doesn't burn on top. And then you want to put that into the oven at 200 degrees for 40 minutes. Now for the chips. Now I'm just using as the Smart Price ones. I recently read up that NANDOS actually just use McCain's anyway, and this is just the cheaper version. So then I'm putting them in the oven at 200 degrees for about 30 minutes, just depending on how crispy you want them and the cooking time of the chips that you have. So now I'm pouring the nuts into the bowl that were prepared earlier, ready for the starter. Now we happen to have bowls that look really similar to NANDOS ones. I've never used them before, but I thought they'd be perfect for this occasion. Now I decided that I was going to need something for the table marker to stand up, so I just took a used egg box and decided to cut out one of the pointy things, stick a hole in it so that the table marker can go through, and there you go. You have got the stand for your table marker. Now of course I had to change outfit to look the part. So after the chicken has been in for 30 minutes, you just want to remove the tin foil and put it back in for the remaining 10 minutes. And this will help the chicken to get a nice charcoal effect. Now for the corn. Now I had it boiling on a medium-high heat for about 5 minutes on each side. So it took 20 minutes altogether, as I did 2 at a time. So now it had been in total 40 minutes for the chicken, so it was time to come out. So as you can see, it just gives this lovely charcoal effect. Then it's always important just to make sure that your chicken is fully cooked. So the chips had also been in for 30 minutes at this point and were cooked, and now we're just leaving the chicken and the chips in the oven to keep warm. So we've got the charcoal effect on the chicken. We now want the same on the corn on the cob. So you want to heat up either some butter or oil. I'm heating up some dairy-free spread. Then you just want to put it in the pan and leave it on there for about 2 to 3 minutes until the corn starts to brown in places. Now for the last step. Now I am cheating a bit as I'm using a Tilda ready-made rice bag, just the peri-peri version, and you want to put that in the microwave for 2 minutes and then it is all done. Now it's time for the restaurants to open. Just putting the table marker in, ready for the customers. And now the table is all set. We've then got a BTEC version of a drink station, we've got water and ice, and we have got one fizzy drink on offer. And then we've got all the cutlery, sauces, and most importantly, the homemade napkins set up. So already in my uniform, if you can tell I was just a tad bit excited. So it was time to bring the starter out and time for everyone to help themselves to drinks, their cutlery, napkins and sauces. You can also get other drinks at the till like the mango quencher. Now I'm convinced that they use Rubicon mango juice, that's exactly what it tastes like, so that's what we are using for ours. It was now time to put the food on the plates for the main meal, so started with the corn on the cob. I also used the cocktail sticks that we used for the flags earlier, because that's what they do in restaurants, right? Next, just dishing the chicken out onto the plate, and most importantly, the flags that you saw we made earlier, which is really just the best touch to this meal. As your rice usually comes in dishes at Nando's, I've managed to find these. I think they're more for baking, but they will do for the meal, just these little bowls to put the rice in. And then finally dishing out the chips, and as my sister hasn't got the chicken, we had one other Nando's bowl left, so she got it for the chips. And the food was all now ready to be served, and if I say so myself, I think that looks pretty authentic. As the meal was now served, it was time to take away the table marker. And from the empty plates you can tell it went down quite a treat. Now it wouldn't be a Fakeaway Nando's without the classic frozen yoghurt. So we've got the strawberry frozen yoghurt here and also chocolate ice cream as another option. And then I'm dishing them out into these small little bowls. For the record, that strawberry frozen yoghurt was actually really nice. And now it was time to close Nando's for the night. So all I had to do now was clear away all of the pots and finish my shift. So I'm filming the end clip on the day the video is being uploaded. Bear in mind I filmed it 3 weeks ago, we completely forgot to film an end clip then, but because I've edited the video it has refreshed my memory. So Nando's was definitely more of a favourite for me personally than the fish and chips. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, this is Fakeaway number 2. So the first one I uploaded was I made a homemade fish and chips takeaway, so I will link that below in the description, so please check that out if you haven't already. This is the second instalment. So yes, Nando's. So if you know me, Nando's is my absolute favourite restaurant, so I had to recreate it. And to be honest, this was very simple to make because I didn't particularly make anything from scratch this sort. So obviously I didn't make the homemade chips. The chicken, all I had to do was put a rub on it, and then I had ready-made rice and obviously corn. Corn's corn, isn't it? Corn's ready made. And then even the like the pudding was already like ready made. So it was a lot simpler to do, but I think I focused more on packaging and presentation with this one because obviously you've got the table marker, the napkin, my t-shirt, the little like flags in the chicken, like there's so many more components. That obviously that I could work off because it is a branded restaurant. So yes, I really enjoyed doing this one, and I would definitely do it again. So now it's time to get in with the ratings. So the 5 categories are taste, packaging / presentation, waiting time, layout / sign / the logo, and would you come back. For taste, I got a 9 from my mum, a 9 from my dad, and an 8 from my sister. As my sister was vegan, she obviously didn't have the chicken, so there was less components for her to judge on, and obviously packet chips and packet rice is nothing special. That's not even really homemaking at all, so like to get quite a high score is pretty good. All I will have to say is the corn on the cob, oh my gosh, I've never tasted a corn on the cob nicer. I did it better than Nando's did. Like seriously, it was so lovely. Next on to packaging and presentation, which is something that I was actually really proud of. So I got a 10 from my mum and a 9 from my sister and dad. For waiting time, my mum and sister gave me a 9 and my dad gave me a 6. I think, was that correct? Yeah, I'm really not quite sure why, because as far as I can remember, it wasn't too late. And then for the layout, I did actually do like self-serve in the sense that they get their own cutlery and sauces and stuff like that. Just to make it true to Nando's. My mum gave me a 10, my sister gave me a 9 and my dad gave me an 8. Then finally, would you come back? And it was a yes from all three. I hope you enjoyed today's video. In terms of recipes, because last time I linked a recipe, there wasn't a recipe as such. As you can see in how I explained it in the video, it's just quite simple. If you do try this out at home, I would really love to see it, so tag me in any Instagram pages. My Instagram handle is linked below. Also leave a comment if you're going to try this or if you have ever done this before. So if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, it'd mean the world to me if you did subscribe. I do videos every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday at 5 o'clock. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.